LIGC was founded in 2019 with the sole purpose to commercialize laser-induced graphene technology for different applications. We raised $3.5 million, and currently we are at round A, searching for additional funds. And in addition to that, we just launched a product to the market. The company technology is based on laser-induced graphene that was developed at the lab of Professor Tur and Professor Chris Arnush that is here with us. And we can go deeper into the technology.
So graphene in itself, it's an allotrope of carbon consisting of a single layer of atoms arranged in a two-dimensional honeycomb lattice nanostructure. And so it's really, for the last 10 or 15 years, been really a miracle material that has been discovered that will have multiple uses in the future. A laser-induced graphene is an extremely simple and easy way to generate this graphene as a 3D carbon foam, which can coat many different substrates. So this coating, it's electrically conductive. So we can use it, for example, electrodes or to charge a surface. It's porous, so you can put it on water filters, for example. You can put it on air filters, and you can get good airflows through it. It's strong as a composite, so you can make many different types of materials with it and put it into many different applications. So laser-induced graphene is generated on many types of carbon substrates by simply using a CO2 laser. So when the laser hits the surface, both the intensely high heat combined with the wavelength of the laser actually converts the substrate into a 3D porous foam containing this unique laser-induced graphene. The laser-induced graphene is different than a conventional single-layer graphene sheets in that it was found to be having 5 and 7 membered rings as well, and a lot of different functionality that is not present in the typical graphene made by CVD, for example. Laser-induced graphene is very unique because there's no high temperatures required, there's no solvents required, there's no chemicals required, there's no purification steps required. So in all this, it leads to a very scalable process. All you need is a simple laser and a substrate, and the substrate can be, for example, a polymer film on a roll. So you can very easily imagine that this roll of polymer can be incorporated into a roll-to-roll manufacturing process, where simply the laser irradiates the surface and is rolled on the other end. So it's a very cheap and easy way to make graphene coatings on surfaces. In this picture, this was the original discovery made by Professor James Tur's group in 2014. And what we see is a laser hitting the surface. This is a polyimide polymer. And you can see this black coating formed on this substrate. And this black coating, it's a 3D porous carbon material full of graphene. You can see down here that it indeed is graphene. This is a Raman spectra, which shows the 2D peak of graphene, the G and the D peak. And this picture is an electron microscope picture from the top, where you can see it's a very porous substrate. It's very electrically conductive and porous. This is a side view where you see the polyimide substrate and the LIG. So you can see that it is very thick, from 20 micron and up. We can get even 50 micron layers, 100 micron layers. So compared with the single atom graphene sheet. It's a very different material, so it can be used in many different types of applications.
LIG has quite a big number of potential applications. We decided, because of the pandemic, the corona pandemic, we decided to focus on air filtration, where we see the uniqueness of LIG. And when analyzing the problem of indoor aerosol distribution, we realized that we can do something very unique, since, let's say, using the benefits of the LIG filter. I have an LIG filter here with me that you can see. That's a standard non-woven material that we use the other side of the material in order to create the LIG. And since the graphene is conductive, we added 2 electrodes to the sides of the filter. And by having an electrical current, we are basically created a filter that his surface is conductive. And since we are running current through the surface, this is like an electric fence for the size of a, let's say, for bacteria and viruses, and basically bacteria and viruses that hit the surface and are attached to the surface, they are damaged by the electrical current that is running through the filter. And then we decided not to stop at the filter level, and we decided to develop an air purifier. And we developed an air purifier that is for indoor, but not only cleaning the air, but also creating a separation between people, which is extremely important nowadays. Most of the air purifiers that were developed 5, 10 years ago, and even 2 years ago, their sole purpose was to reduce the number of particles in a specific location, not to make separation between people that are in communication with each other. In our case, because of the special situation that we have right now, we decided to do an air purifier that cleans the air and cleans the environment, but to add a feature that was not exist, which is separating between 2 people that are sitting in the same area and talking to each other. And we can show you the product and how it operates in the next video. Let's assume that you are a lawyer that sits in an office, and 20 different people or 10 different people during the day is coming to visit you, and you make conversation with them. So if you have the device between you and your customers, it will be much more convenient for you to run this conversation. The same applicable if you're a doctor, or if you're an engineer, that just people are coming to communicate with you. So in every place that there is interaction between people, and you want to create a barrier and to clean the surrounding from aerosols, the viral wall can be a great fit. It's relevant for reception desks. It's relevant for trade shows where you meet a lot of people. And I think almost every table that is used for sitting between people that have communication and talking with each other, the viral wall can be a great fit. Today, people are using plexiglass for the same target. And plexiglass, while it can help for big droplets, for aerosols, the aerosols can go around it and can go above it. We have a video that you can see how how aerosols are basically passing through the plexiglass without any problem, because it doesn't have the same functionality as the LIG, that it also cleans the air and create a much larger barrier, even that it's not physical barrier, but it's an airflow that gives you a better barrier than what the plexiglass gives. We are quite focused on selling our viral wall and helping as much as possible for all the places that the viral wall can be beneficial. We have plans to increase the type of devices that we will offer with a similar concept as the viral wall, including a smaller size unit that will be battery operated and can fit to students in schools, and larger units that can be used in areas that you need more capacity than what you have today with the viral wall. But we are quite focused on the viral wall from the air filter perspective. And the LIG has amazing opportunities in water filtration, in biosensors, as electrode for electrolysis or for fuel cells, and those will be developed further down the road once the company gets more resources.